Hello and welcome to the Gerety Talks. My name is Lucia Ongay and I'm the co-founder of the Gerety Awards, a global creative prize that is redefining the standard to which advertising has traditionally been held. And it's named after Frances Gerety, the copywriter who in 1948 coined the slogan, "A diamond is forever." The Gerety Awards marks the first time that an international jury has been brought together to select the best in advertising, all advertising and not just advertising made for women through the female lens. And just like the awards, these Gerety Talks will put some of the marketing and creative industry's true makers in the spotlight and at the center of the conversation, with the aim to drive progress within the industry on a global scale. I am very happy today to have as a guest Andrea Siqueira. She's the Executive Creative Director of BETC in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And among many other things, she has led the agency to win many awards. She's in the top rankings of creative rankings in Brazil. And she's been a speaker and jury in many international awards. She was part of the Gerety Awards executive jury in Sao Paulo last year in our first edition. So welcome. Bem-vinda.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. Yes, I'm very happy, muito feliz to be here. And thank you. It's very nice to see you again, Lucia.
Yes, it's been a long time. And we are also very, very happy that you won a couple of medals this year. So congratulations first with that. You had two very successful campaigns among the Gerety winners. So let's start with the Hershey Gallery. Showcasing female talent one bar at a time. Let's have a look at the campaign and then you can tell me about it.
For years, Hershey's has been changing its packaging. But only in 2020, something occurred to us. She. Noticed? For International Women's Day, we made the strongest change ever. She. These are not commemorative packages. They're an exhibition. We turned real packaging into a canvas and invited artists to showcase their work. Each woman created something from scratch, specifically for her and she rappers. In a few days, limited edition was sold out at supermarkets. We also opened our social networks to invite all women to participate. The response was huge. Illustrators, writers, singers, dancers, and many more shared their work to be featured in the Hershey Gallery. In 1 week, we've had 1 billion total impressions, $300,000 in earned media. Her and She bars sold out. And best of all, 100% positive feeling. She, showcasing female talent one bar at a time.
So, you won with this campaign, Hershey Gallery, you won bronze in craft and silver in the communication category. So tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea.
This is a job, a project that really makes us very, very proud. And Hershey's is a client that we have a very good relationship and very long relationship in the agents. So it's a client that every time that we provoke them with ideas, and we provoke them with ideas about inclusion and about, they have this mindset of inclusion alongside the brand in various point of views and in various categories. So we always provoke them about, for example, about gay parade in Brazil, about the International Women's Day. So it was in one of those provocations that we have been having this conversation with them, that we got to this very wonderful insight that when you look at Hershey's package. Then you have her and you have she inside of the package, inside of the logo of Hershey's. And when we came up with this, and we were completely stunned and surprised that, oh my God, her is in the logo, she is in the logo. So when we talk about International Women's Day, when we talk about all the courage and all the empowerment that we need to address to women, it's in their logo, it's in the logo of the brand. So we started, and when we look at all the positions inside Hershey's company, the CEO, the global CEO, she's a woman. So all the positions inside the Hershey company as a whole, there are many, many women in the leadership position. So when you look at this, and when we look at the market in Brazil, in Hershey's in Brazil, although Hershey's is really big in the US, in Brazil it's not, it's like a challenging brand. So we have like big traditional brands like Nestle, like Lacta, and Hershey's is a challenging brand. So as a challenger, we were this brand that, okay, we have to talk about this issue. This is a very dense issue, and we have to have it on our DNA, and we have this truth in the brand. So let's, the point of view that we have to talk about this issue, it has to be a point of view with the truth. So we went to this idea of having the bars, the packaging of the bars as this big exposition and exhibition of female talent. And we talked to some artists that we wanted to showcase on the bars. And of course we have like some dozen of artists, of female artists. Then we took to the client and we selected like 6 artists and we commissioned their work. We commissioned their work to do like the work for the first 6 bars. And then for the first 6 bars, they were on the supermarkets, they were on the beginning of the campaign. And then as a second phase, we invited all women to come up with us, to engage with the campaign and virtually on the social networks to share and to showcase their work as well. And then we created this big 1 week of celebrating female talent doing on our social networks, on Hershey's social networks. So it was a project that was really like 2 dozen of hands together in the project to make it happen, from our side, from the client side, and from the audience side as well.
And how did you select the artists that would feature actually? Did you make like an audition or a casting, or?
We had, of course, as we were a challenging brand, we knew that we couldn't have like the top female artists in each category. So we had to have like beginners and people that were, they need the attention from the whole audience. So they were in the beginning of their career, or they were in a stage that they are very good, but they need more visibility. So we had a casting, and we had, with the client, we decided which 6 artists we want to commission to make the bars that would be on the shelves of the supermarkets. And then the others, we were inviting in this very big virtual gallery to just share their work. And we were like spreading their work during this week of celebration of the International Women's Day on our social network, on Hershey social network.
Great.
And we got to know very nice female artists in the meantime. So some of them became friends afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really, really a very rich experience.
And it was also, there were like musicians and artists and illustrators. There was a little bit of everything. That's cool as well.
Yeah, for the 6 first female artists, we had 2 writers, 2 musicians, and 2 graphic designers. And then on the social network came to us like actresses, chef, you know, gourmet chefs, and many kinds of art. Really, the expression of art is really something that is very broad, and we have like many. The diversity of it is really what called our attention at the time, because it was really very nice to see like many different kinds of female artists getting in touch and really sharing their work, their talent.
Great. That's nice. And so the other campaign with which you also won at the Gerety Awards this year, it's a 958 biography that you won silver in craft. So let's watch this campaign as well, and then we can talk about it.
But here he goes, streaking away already. It's Bolt all the way. He's looking around. Watch the clock. He's done it again. It's gold for Bolt. They say lightning doesn't strike twice. A new world record for Usain Bolt. This is great.
So how was the creative process behind this one?
This is really interesting because it came to us. There is this couple of creative directors that were working with me at BETC at that time. They had worked with me before in another agents, and they had this idea that was really very nice with Usain Bolt. And they had this dream to really meet him, to meet the athlete. And then we had this Puma was a client within the group, the Havas group. So it's a client in media in other parts of the world for Havas media. And then in Brazil, we got to have this client a little bit next to us because of the Havas group. And then we present to this client this idea, and the client was completely stoned. And he was, oh my God, this is really very nice. And, you know, I want to make an event for the launch of this sneakers that I'm going to launch. And I was thinking about maybe inviting Usain Bolt. So this is something that it was like a constellation, you know, when the stars. And he was, I was thinking about maybe inviting someone that was really in the portfolio of athletes of Puma. And one of the athletes was Usain Bolt, and he was thinking about inviting Usain Bolt. And then when we presented this idea, he said, oh my God, it fits very nice. So if we change this to really, to make this event, the launch of these sneakers, and then we decorated all the walls of the event with the craft of the idea, and it was really very nice because then we invited some personal trainers and teachers like gym teachers and jogging teachers to be part of the event, to attend the event as the audience. And then we had like the Usain Bolt, he accepted the invitation to come to Brazil. So we could give him the biography that was made for celebrating his talent in hands. So we had to give it, and it was not like this because he was really tall. So it was like this to give him the biography, but it was really a very wonderful story.
So basically, it was an excuse to meet him. You wanted to meet, and you said, "Okay, let's do a campaign so that we can meet Usain Bolt."
More or less, but actually, it was an excuse to really get to know Puma better, the client, the brand, because it's a very wonderful brand to work with, and this the closeness that we get to this client made us possible to take all the projects. So like Pelé, E-King Pelé that we created for them last year. So this proximity with the client, this opportunity to work with Puma client was really a very good opportunity. And of course, it's a legendary athlete that I think that it's beyond explanation. So it was really everything that was right. It was the creativity, it was right. The client is a very wonderful client to work with. The brand is a very legendary brand to work with. And the athlete, that is the celebration that we want to do to him. It was really very nice.
Great. And also last year, you were awarded with what is known in Brazil as the Oscar of advertising, which is the Cabaret. So congratulations on that as well. What does it feel to be awarded by your peers?
Actually, it was a very huge surprise, and it was an honor to be. It was an honor to be nominated, and it was an honor to win, because it's something that is voted by our peers. So it's really very nice to have like the recognition from everyone that I have worked in. It's a long journey. So when I look back at the journey since I was beginning my career there in Northeast, in Salvador, Bahia, until now, it's good to be recognized. It's good to be seen by the market. And it's also a very huge responsibility, you know, because it's something that was awarded to me, but I'm representing the market. So I'm representing one of the female leaders of the market. I'm representing the agents that I'm working with right now, that is BETC São Paulo. So it's a recognition for the whole team. I have 60 creatives in the team, so it's a recognition of their work as well, and the whole agent's work as well. So it's really a responsibility, a huge responsibility.
And when you made the speech, when you accepted the award, talking about the market, you mentioned that you would like to see a more colorful and diverse market. So how is the situation in Brazil? And what actions do you have seen any actions lately that point into the right direction, or that give you hope that this change will happen?
I think we are accelerating the change. Of course, we are not there yet, but we are forcing the industry to change. I think my generation is being surprised with the younger generation that is really forcing us, everybody, to really move the industry forward. And it's really beautiful to see how, like, the young female artists, like in the Hershey, and young female creatives that I have now in my team, they have a character, you know, they have opinion, they stand their voice, they stand up for what they want, for what they think. And this is really so inspiring. And in my leadership, what I think that we have to do as a leader in the industry, that we have to force the change. So now I have like 2 creative directors, one is a male and one is a female. Every time that I can, I have like a new female in my team. I think that the races, all the issues about having more Black people working in the industry, it has to be, the change has to happen faster. So yes, we are at BTC. I can speak about BTC. I think BTC, we have this diversity committee that is really like opening the eyes of the whole agency to really hire more Black people. That I think that is really, the diversity has to be on the table, so we can have like different point of views and different backgrounds, and I think that we're gonna be more creative since we have more diversity and more point of views to the table every time that we are talking about a campaign. So every time that I can hire someone and influence the hiring of someone in my agents, we do this way. So we try to really have people sometimes that is not 100% prepared to really come on, let's come and let's try to change the status quo, you know, even though that we have to keep doing this, because it's really, we are only beginning. I think that we have a lot historically to really change in the industry, but we have to do it. We have to start.
Yeah. Okay. And you were also jury at the first time that there was the e-commerce category in the Cannes Festival, which now with the pandemic and the context that we are having, kind of is on the spotlight of everything. Have you seen lately any campaign that has driven your attention?
Yes, this issue really interests me. I think that we don't have any more boundaries between online and offline. So what I really think that all the campaigns that we do right now, they are e-commerce campaigns, because they have to, if they are not finishing in the e-commerce or the purchase, really you don't have a campaign, because our objective in the end is really to sell, to buy. So we have to have the journey, the complete journey. For instance, at BTC São Paulo, we just launched Peugeot 208, the new car from Peugeot, and we have this Google assistant, and it's okay Google, let's talk about Peugeot 208. And then we have the complete journey, and I love to do this kind of things. From the competitors, I think that from recent work, we had Uber the Tour, for example, is really a very nice example of the whole journey. And it's something that is very curious about it. All the time that we think about a best e-commerce idea, we think of something without having any flawless, without any kind of change in the journey that would put you away from the final objective. And Open the Tour really creates a barrier, because it tells you to go to your competitor, so you can have the bonus and you can have the sandwich with the discount. So it's not a logical way of thinking the e-commerce, but it's a very nice and creative enchantment that you can add to the e-commerce journey. So I really do think that all the brands right now, all the campaigns right now, they are thinking about the whole journey, the complete journey, until the e-commerce, until the final shelf where you have to really buy, sell, or hire that service.
Okay. And speaking about being in juries, last year you were part of Gerety Awards jury that we had an executive jury session in Sao Paulo. I was very happy to be there with you as well. So how was the experience of being part of the Gerety jury?
It was that day we wouldn't want it to end, if you can remember it.
I do remember.
We were talking like it was late at night, and we were still talking. So it's something that it's really very nice when you put like only female point of views in a room to talk about the creative work. And I think that we have a challenge, and of course we talked about this last year, and we keep talking about this with you and Joe, because we have this challenge that nowadays we have too many awards in the industry, and we have like a very little budget in the agency. So this is a big challenge, I think, for almost all important awards. And I think Gerety is one of those important awards in the world. But what I think that it's nice from the experience is that, yes, we have a female point of view, more than in other juries that is more 50-50. And here, of course, it's 100% female. But the work itself, it's like all international juries, because everything that is really high on the creative standard point of view, I think it's beyond the bar of creative standards. It's the work that is also praised and also celebrated for the Gerety Awards as well. So, but I think that sometimes we have like different points of view to the table that is very, very challenging, and it's something that we have to work to improve our industry, you know. So it's something that I do think that it's essential for the industry to have this kind of discussions. And this is something that Gerety Awards brings to the table, that it's this kind of discussions.
Yeah, because in the end, it's a good creativity, no? That we are judging independently of the gender of the person who is looking at the work.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And you also launched recently a campaign for a condom brand, which is Jontex, which the slogan says, "Don't go back to normal," referring to attitudes and things that weren't right before the pandemic, and things and we shouldn't go back to. What are for you those things that you wouldn't go back to?
Yes, it's Havas London, but since we have Durex, it's London, and then we have Jontex in Brazil. And yes, we had to, how can I say, have the translation to Brazil. And in the translation, we recreate the word of the manifesto, the writing of the manifesto. So we recreated the normal for Brazilian point of view, from a Brazilian perspective. And what I think in this case, in the case of this campaign, that is really very smart, is all the stereotypes, all the kind of toxic models that we don't want to come back to this normal of toxic models about relationship issues, that we don't want to go back to normal. And in a more open and broadened point of view, what I don't want to go back to normal, I think that this pandemic really showed us that we have to be close to the people, despite the distance of having a Zoom, of having a Microsoft Teams, of having any tools that wants to allow us this conversation, this eye to eye, even though we are using technology to make this eye to eye contact. So I do think that we have to keep celebrating those moments, to have eye to eye contact. And I think that all the clients, because we have to have a more quick decision, and we have to have all that we have planned for the year, we have to replan again, and in a very short amount of time. I think that we got more confidence from the clients, and the clients got more confidence on us. And I do think that I want to keep this like this, you know, and not go back to normal with so many layers to have something approved, and so many layers when you have a distance. I think that sometimes in the past, we were like in the same room, we were with eye to eye contact, like really live eye to eye contact, but we were not there. And I think that nowadays, sometimes we have the technology and we are here like 100%. And I want to keep this from now on, and to keep this confidence, and to keep this channel open with all the clients.
So the process in a way got like quicker that way?
I think so. Not really quicker, because sometimes the process really takes long, because something that you studying, and it takes long. But you know that it's more, I think that it's smoothless. Although that we have the technology, and although that we have the, are you seeing my presentation? I'm in the mute, and everything that we know that all the sentence that that are common now to speak up. I think that we have been more closer to each other, and this is good for the work, I think.
Okay. And there was another campaign that you did for Pão de Açúcar, which is a supermarket chain. And the slogan was Felicidade pode ser tanta coisa, which means happiness can be so many things. And you presented the campaign with the premise that this year has shown us that happiness can be a great learning experience and that it can be reinvented. What has happiness meant to you along 2020, and have you reshaped your concept of happiness in this context?
Yes, this campaign is really something that we have this group, this creative group in the agents that works with Pão de Açúcar. And Pão de Açúcar, of course, it's a retail brand, so it's really it's fast. It's a day by day kind of work. But along the whole process of planning this campaign, all the time that it has this territory for the brand as happiness. But all the time in 2020, what it was really, what stood up, that small meaningful moments that we were together, that we were taking care of someone in the group, that we were taking care of the team. So this, when we look at happiness from the point of view that, yes, happiness can be so many things, but all the small things, they count. And all these small things are maybe like the small details that are really changing something bigger. So I think this is true for the brand. This is true for the creative group that brought up this idea and made it beautifully executed. And this is true for us as individuals, you know, in our journey through the pandemic and afterwards as well.
Okay, and also, well, the last question. In BETC Sao Paulo's website, you say you have a pop way of making things, where the French touch is enriched with the Paranauê that only Brazilians know how to do. I want to know what this word means, Paranauê.
Paranauê is a word from capoeira. You know capoeira?
Yes, yes.
Capoeira is this kind of fight of dance. It's a fight, but it's a dance. And it's very, very typical from northeast of Brazil, Bahia, Salvador, Bahia, where I came from. And we say that this, it's like ginga. Paranauê it's like the word ginga, that it's something that is only Brazilians know, you know. It's a taste, a Brazilian taste of something, of the way that we act, the way that we react to something, the way that we put this flexibility sometimes on, even in the most difficult times, we have this flexibility, this smile on our faces. So this is the Paranauê. And what I think that is really very nice about BETC São Paulo is that BETC Paris, it has a culture that we really admire very much, and it's a very strong culture that has been for years, like really being relevant as a creative agency in the Europe. And in São Paulo, we couldn't just imitate their culture. We have to have BETC culture that is really our, like the north of the way that we do things, but we have to have the savoir-faire, the French savoir-faire with this Paranauê, this Brazilian Paranauê. So it's our way to have our point of view with a culture that is so strong, that is the culture of the creative culture from BETC Paris. So it's this mix.
And what do you think is the best of French and Brazilian culture working together? Talking about this, what do you think is like? Why do they mix so well, and what do you take from any of them?
BTC São Paulo, BTC Paris, they have a different way to approach the briefings and the way they work with the clients. They have long relationships with many clients, and they have this entertainment. They think about a client, a brand in this 360, really 360 since the beginning. So even the building where BTC Paris is, it was a building that was known as the Museum of the graffiti, because it was like abandoned building that was a graffiti building full of graffitis. And when BTC renewed the building, renovated the building, they photographed all the graffitis, and they published a book with all the graffitis, and they did like a virtual tour with the virtual glasses, so you can enter the building nowadays that is very new and modern, and you can see using the virtual glasses how it was before. So it's something that you really care about culture, you care about art. So this is the way of thinking, the way BTC Paris thinks and approaches everything. In Brazil, in BTC São Paulo, we want to have this approach in every briefing that we have. So we do think that it's an idea to be really good. It has to resonate with culture. So we want the pop culture to influence the ideas, and the ideas to influence pop culture is one of our values. So it's something that I think that we want to be similar to them. But then we have this Paranauê, this Brazilian Paranauê, this the way that I think that we have maybe we have to be quicker than BTC Paris process, because in Brazil we have to be quicker and we have to work more sometimes, because we are not that organized in terms of, not that the agency is not organized, but the process with the clients is not, we cannot think ahead so many months ahead, because we have this crisis, economic crisis, that really changes, and we have this the way that we work here and the way that things changes and the market changes imposes us a process that sometimes is not that advanced, not that planned ahead as European process. But then I think that we mix everything, and it's the takeout, the creativity. It's something that I think that really inspires everyone that works within BETC and works with BETC. So at the end of the day, we want to have joy, and we want to create things that are relevant to our audience and to people inside, because we have to be proud with the work that we are creating.
That's good. Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing your insights and your thoughts with me, and for your time, and also for being part of our first Gerety talk. That was nice. So we will be having these talks every week. So thank you very much for sharing everything, and see you soon, I hope.
Yeah, see you soon, I hope. And thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I think that we are together since the beginning, since the first calls that we were talking about Gerety Awards and about the first executive jury in São Paulo. So I'm really, really very proud of where you have achieved with the Gerety Awards, and congratulations, you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.